too many companies make a large investment of time, money and effort to provide sales training for their team, but they don't really get the return on investment they were looking for. They don't get the change in sales behaviours, and they don't see an increase in sales results coming from the training. Why is that? Maybe your company has the same situation. You provide training for your sales team, but you don't really see the return you're looking for. Who's been to sales training in the past? Show of hands, who's been sales training? Yeah, it may be the case that not always that training equips you to achieve your sales results. And what goes wrong? What's the problem with the training? Why doesn't it help you to achieve your sales goals? What I found is that often the problem is the company doesn't really spend the time to look at the development, delivery and support of the training. What happens is that training is provided, but often it's looked at on an event basis, as a one-off basis. Maybe your training is provided at an annual sales conference. Once a year your team is together, you give them new information on products, you give them some sales training. That's good. It's a start, but it's not really the best way to approach it. A better way is to have training as part of your monthly sales meetings, if you have monthly meetings. And even better is to have sales training as part of a weekly program, so an element took to form. What they found was that for simple habits, like drinking a glass of water with breakfast, because drinking more water is better for your body, so developing a new habit of having an extra glass of water in the morning, a simple habit like that took anywhere from 7 to 14 days to develop. And after that time, people just had water automatically. But when it came to more complex habits, like exercising more, it's often a New Year's resolution, isn't it? People want to get fitter or they want to look better, so they say, well, I'm going to exercise more this year. What the researchers found that in developing a new habit like exercising really takes around 3 months to develop. Maybe more, depending on how complex that habit is that you want to develop. So whilst we think it might take 21 days, whilst we might think developing new sales habits is easy, it's not really, because I'd say sales habits are pretty much at the complex end, a bit like exercising more. You really need to support that change in behaviour. And that's why, with the example at the bank, the training was provided, but it just didn't make any difference. That's a big contrast to an experience I had a few years later, where I was working with an organisation that was a national provider, the biggest in the country, of industrial